Terracana by Remus Ebenhart. Chapter 8. Oh shit! I walked back down. I walked back down the hallway and spot a guard. I asked him to guide me to training grounds right now. I'm angry, and I need to vent my anger out on something. The guard nodded and led me to the grounds. I head back over to the target range and practice my aim. Sorry. With the earth element, I channel a single element into my staff and aim at the long range target. A rock the size of my fist come out of the ground, where I channel more mana into the spell to increase the force and distance of the rock. I fire the rock and hit the fourth inner ring. I kept on practicing. Not once did I hit a bullseye. The other guards are watching with raw eyes as I channel a earth and fire element and fire spell. The rock was now engulfed with fire and exploded once it hit the target, which set it on fire. What the fuck was that? I heard the voice of Sergeant Armor shout out. I turned to the barracks and see him walking over to me. Adrian, why did you like somebody spat in your cider? He asked me once he got to me. I didn't realize it, but I was scowling. How? Do you want to tell him? I'm fine, actually. I can talk. Can I talk to you in private? I asked him. He looked surprised. Yeah, sure. Let's talk in my office, he says, and we head into the barracks into a side room. Once the door closes, he sits behind a desk, and I sit across from him. So what's got you all riled up? He asked me. I sigh. First, you promise me what I say here doesn't leave this room? I ask him. All right, he replies with a nod. I had lunch with the princesses and their nephew, I say. Well, he frowns upon when I said nephew. Luna was about to give me a tour of the castle, but Bluebird offered instead. I thought nothing of it at first, thinking he was just trying to be nice. He led me down an empty hallway, then pinned me to the wall. I tell him what happened after that as well. I see. He had been trying to increase his personal guard lately, removing by threats or bribes, I hear. Mostly by threats and bribes, I hear. He saw your demonstration earlier, then I'm not surprised he would try to get you in his guard. But I never heard him attacking at any point before. He probably sees you as a threat. He says, rubbing his chin with his right hand. And I agree, not telling the princesses just yet. Knowing them, they'll try to punish Blueblood, and he might do something rash. I'll ask my guards to keep an eye on him, just to make sure he doesn't do anything to retaliate against you, he tells me. Then he gives me a serious expression. Just be careful. I believe he has done some rather unethical activities in the past couple of months, but I can never find the evidence to back it up. If he tries to attack you again, come here and tell me. Alright, he says. Okay, but am I allowed to defend myself if I have to? I don't want to get in trouble if I had to fight back, I ask him. Fine, but don't kill any pony. Do what you did in Ponyville and root them in place or knock them out. Now then, you're welcome to stay here until the princesses call for you again, he says. Thanks. Think I'll practice my maggots some more. I tell him and head back out to the target range. About after 2 hours of practice, I take another break to let my man recover. I finish off the water in my flask and lie down on the grass. I then pull my hood over my eyes. I hear some hushed voices and sound of footsteps approaching me. Excuse me, a soft female voice says. I look up and see a woman with a horn and dark orange fuzz and red hair. She has sapphire blue eyes and wearing a robe of some sort, with one of those gem rods on her hip. Her hands have a ruby with a flame around it. Her hands have a ruby with a flame round it mark on them. Yes, I say politely. Me and a few others was wondering if you could teach us those spells you were casting, she asked. I sighed and sat up. I don't think that is possible. From what I've seen and heard, your magic is cast by thought or through a muscle in your horn and gather the magic from around you. I can cast my magic with mana that is generated within my body and cast my spells by using different elements together, I explained to her. Oh, she says with a disappointed expression. I'm sorry for disturbing you then, she says and walks away to a group of ponies waiting for her. I lie back down again and try to take a nap. I wake to the sound of a blade being drawn. I look over and see a guard wearing light blue colored armor standing in front of the training dummy. That's all. I thought the guards were purple and gold. I also know he's glaring at me. I stand up and brush the loose grass off of me. I pick up my staff and head towards the castle, ignoring the glaring guard. I just realized I left my bag in my room unprotected. I rush inside and follow the hallways Luna led me down before. The guards and maids look at me with raised eyebrows as I tear through the halls. I arrive at my room and look inside. My bag is still where I left it. I check it contents and find nothing missing. I sigh and pick up the spell book and walk over to the bed. I sat down and opened the book to the air element again. I read the text and learn that the element has an interesting effect when combined with a sealed element. When cast as a target, a wall of turbulent wind is created in front of the caster, reflecting projectiles to the side. When cast as an area spell, it creates a tornado around the caster, pulling enemies towards it and deflecting projectiles. But as it's the self-cast spell that has my attention, similar how the earth element adds armor to the caster, the air element gives the caster wings made from air itself. One air element allows the caster to glide, while 2 increases the gliding speed. 3 air elements allows the caster to fly like a bird by controlling the winds, and 4 elements increase the speed again. I spend the next hour practicing to control the air element. I lost control a couple times and cut my hand, which I healed quickly. But I had finally had decent control over it. I tried combining it with a sealed element like the book says. Glowing yellow and white orbs orbit my staff's gem, and I self-cast the spell. Two wings of gently blowing air hover just an inch from my back. They both a transparent white color and about 2 meters each long. The door then suddenly opens without warning. Adrian, Luna asks, and as she leans her head in, she spots me and her eyebrows shot up, as were her wings. Thou have wings? Why thou did not tell us? She says, and walks towards me. I learned the spell just now, actually. I tell her, and she tries to stroke the right wing. Her hand goes right through it, but I don't feel a thing. Amazing. Can't thou fly with them? She asks. No, this is a weak version of the spell. Our one can glide slowly at best. It will prevent me from falling to a gruesome death at least. I reply and cancel the spell. We see, she says, and slightly shakes her head We've been looking for that for the last half hour. Did our nephew show thee the castle like he said he would? She asked me. I think for a second. What do I tell her? Yeah. He's a interesting guy, I replied. Then which way from here would thou go to find the archives? She asks and frowns at me. I chuckled nervously. Down the hall to the left, I replied with a sheepish grin. She sighs. We thought so. Where would that pompous fool take thee to? She says sternly. I sigh as well. He took me to an empty hall and tried to force me into joining his personal guard, I tell her. And if I thought she looked angry when I first met her, she looks absolutely pissed off now. That conniving spoiled coat. We make sure he understands that he can't do as he pleases anymore, she says and starts walking to the door. Wait, I say to her. She stops and turns to me. Why? We are just going to discipline him, she tells me, and I get the feeling that involves hospitalizing him. He said to watch my back, and if he knows that you know, he might do something rash, I tell her. I met a few people like Blue Blood before, and they don't make idle threats. If thou think that he is a threat to us or our sister, Luna says, maybe not to you, but I don't know what he has or capable of. I'm just asking you to wait a while and see what he does, I ask her. She frowns. Fine, we shall wait and see what our nephew will do. But should he do anything to harm thee, he shall feel our wrath, she says. She replies. I raise an eyebrow, confused as why she was being so protective of me. Fair enough, I say. She leaves the room and I sit on the bed. I pick up the book and continue to read about the element. POV change. Blue Blood. Blasted creature. He will regret not taking my offer. I walked back to my office and sat down at my desk. Silent shadow, I say, calling my spy. A shadow from under the desk moves out and forms a black fur unicorn standing with dark red mane and gray eyes. He wearing a black vest and trousers with many pockets and files on them. He also has a pair of black daggers on each hip. Yes, master, he says, making me smile. I want you to keep an eye on our new guest. Let me know what he does or says to any pony. I get the feeling he'll be a thorn in my side later. But if you can get rid of him and make it look like an accident, do it, I tell him. As you wish, master, he replies. Yeah, he turns back into a shadow. I chuckle and start snorting through some of the noble's requests. POV change. Celestia. I yawn as I finish writing my reply to the Griffins. Even if it means war, shall not allow them to prey on my ponies. The door to my office opens and Luna steps in, expressing a deep thought. Is something the matter, Lulu? I ask her. She quickly looks up to me. Nay, sister, we are well. How goes the matter with the Griffins? She replies and asks me. I know something is up, but don't press the matter yet. Not well, I'm afraid. They demand our ponies as a delicacy. In exchange, they won't invade our lands just to hunt us. I tell her, and we sound. If we must, we will fight them in battle along with our guard, Luna says. She always was the more hot-headed of the two of us. Let's just hope it won't come to that, I tell her. A yell outside gets my attention. Horse! The voice says as someone falls past the windows. Adrian! Luna shouts and we rush over to the window. We both watch as he falls to the ground. A bright white light bursts out from his back and a set of beautiful glowing wings appear on his back. He wobbles badly but glides down to the gardens. I wince as he lands face first into the grass but stands up after a few seconds. P.O.V. James. Adrian Stormsword. Ouch! That's the last time I sit on a balcony's railings. I stand up and spread out a few strands of grass. I'm so glad I had my staff in my hands while I was practicing the L element some more. Two flashes of light to my right gets my attention. Celeste and Luna are running towards me with concerned expressions. Adrian, art thou alright? Luna says. Yeah, I'm fine, I reply and look up towards the balcony. I frown and shake my head. How did you fall from the balcony? Celeste asks. I was sitting on the railing while reading my book. I guess I lost my balance and fell. Good thing I learned that new spell then, I reply with a chuckle. Yes, it is. Please refrain from doing so in the future, Celeste tells me. No problem there. I think I had my fill of heights for a while, I tell her. I pick up my book off from the floor and check for any damage. It looks like it's still intact. Sorry about worrying you both, I say. As long as they weren't hurt, that all that matters, Luna said. At least thou got to test thy new spell, she says with a giggle. I chuckle along with her. I guess so. So what were you both doing before I interrupted? I asked them. Just some paperwork. Nothing exciting as what you were doing though, Celeste says. Speaking of which, I must return to my duties. Luna, would you like to help out keep our guests out of trouble? Luna says to Luna with a wink. Luna smiles. We guess so. Mayhap we teach them some manners while we're at it. So she replies to Celestia. Celestia disappears with a flash of light, and Luna looks at me. Come, Adrian, we shall give thee a proper tour of the castle, she says and grabs my hand and pulls me along behind her. And that was chapter 8. Oh